I'm Peter Obi, and you're watching NoireTV.
And Your Excellency, the third question that I have for you today, and I know my brother Obi has been giving you some very strong questions as well. Young Nigerians, sir, are abandoning the national project at a phenomenal rate. With Western economies, many of whose local cultures, we've seen sort of what's happening in elections in both sides of the Atlantic in recent years, are very hostile to Black African migrants. These economies seem to be the biggest beneficiaries. What are your plans, sir, or your policy suggestions, Your Excellency, to stem this tide and give young Nigerians some hope in remaining in Nigeria, perhaps? And if not, how do we leverage this now massive diaspora?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me start by saying that the diaspora, which is supposed to be brain drain, will eventually be a brain gain, because the knowledge, the exposure, the opportunities they've been able to do when we start the turnaround will help us greatly, like it's done in Asian countries. And I've always advocated that for the ones that are taking us of risk, some even dying in the high sea and everything, my advice is that we are going to stay back and persevere and ensure that we enthrone a good governance locally that will help for us to now start turning around the economy of Nigeria, which has a lot of opportunities locally for them. I believe there's a sufficient opportunity if we do the right things in Nigeria. Yesterday, I did tell them a story of a young man I met in Yale in 2018 who says to me, I've never been to Nigeria. I want to go. There's a business opportunity. I want to go and do. I said, have you been there? Were you born there? He said, no, he was born in America. But his both parents are Nigerians. And he came back and went to a village to do farming. Finally asked me, he said, should I invest $10,000? And I said, no, how can this young man, he's never been to Nigeria? And then one day he called me and said, he's having a problem with some people working for him and some people doing this. And I helped him to solve that problem. I called the necessary authorities and helped him to solve the problem. And then the next time I saw him, he said, Mr. Obi, this my company is now valued for $3 million. I said, wait a minute. You just started this thing 2 years ago with less than $100,000. So if I had put in 10% of it, I would have been worth it. So there's so much opportunity that can come, but we need to work to secure the place, make sure there's a rule of law, make sure that we support SMEs where these young ones can thrive.